Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. On average, over 70 people are murdered in South Africa each day. In the latest crime stats released by Minister of Police Bheki Cele, it was revealed that over 6,400 people were killed between April and June this year. Ordinary South Africans are turning to government to find an end to this violence. For more on this, I'm joined by SAFTU President Ruth Ntlokotse. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. Police Minister Bheki Cele says South Africans could find that there are even more shocking numbers when it comes to crime. This doesn't paint a very good picture of South Africa, does it?
Thank you so much, and good evening, to you and also to your viewers. As SAFTU are saying that we are not shocked by the statistics, considering the fact that you are living in a country where about 75% of youth below the age of 24 are unemployed. About 53% of African women are unemployed. More than 50% of children are grown without their fathers. We are saying that this is not a surprise to us as SAFTU, and we are also saying that we are living in a country where there's high rate of unemployment, and as a result of that, the crime stats will continuously increase. And we're also saying that considering the system that we are living in, which is the capitalist system, it creates a social crisis of where there's patriarchy, there's unemployment, and there's inequality. And we are seeing a system where the most vulnerable members of the society, which are women, became victims as a result of this crime. And men are turning against each other as a result of this unemployment. And then we are saying that this statistic is not shocking, and we are going to an extent of saying that patriarchy, it is a problem, and crime, it is a problem to us as South Africans. And we are saying that because of corruption that we are seeing, especially in some of the companies especially the state-owned enterprises. For an example, I can make an example of Prasa, where more than 3,000 there were bogus employees in their payroll system. So the state, the manner in which it is operating, it can create employment, but because of its inefficiency of doing that, there's high rate of crime. And the statistics that were revealed by the Minister of Police, we are saying that there are certain crimes that are not being revealed in that crime statistics, especially the crimes that are committed by those who are sitting in the air-conditioned office. The crime statistics is not revealing them, especially those that are as a result of illicit financial flows. The crimes that are committed by the government employees, the BRASA, just to mention a few, the Transnet, the ESCOM, they are not released in this crime statistics. And we are saying that in as much as there's high increase of statistics from the first quarter as compared to the one of now, but there are figures that are not being revealed by this crime statistics. And we are seeing the increase of gender-based violence, where there's about 53% of women are being murdered. As I indicated earlier on, that these are the most vulnerable members of society. And then we are also seeing the increase of murder against children. So this is the social crisis that we are finding ourselves as a South African nation, which is caused by this capitalist system that we are living in.
And the police department is mainly responsible for policing matters, yet internally the police, the SAPS, the police department faces many challenges, the leadership challenges, the squabbles, the budgetary constraints. What more do you think needs to be done so that in the end police can do policing work and ensure that the levels of crime are curbed?
More than 200,000 of vacancies are still yet to be filled. And we are in a country where about one police is looking at more than 400 citizens. That on its own, it creates an inefficiency in terms of allowing the police to be able to effect their job effectively. And then we've seen how most of the police stations, they are being under-resourced, and as a result of that, they are unable to do their work as expected. And then we also see how the crimes are being committed at the very same police stations that are expected to look after the citizens. I can make an example of what actually happened in the West Rand, Krugersdorp, where women, more than about 8 women were raped by the Zamazama miners. The citizens, the community in the surrounding area, they were complaining about the inefficiency of the police, and they were complaining about corruption that it's being ventured around the police. And we are also saying that the country needs to look at the high rate of our police killings. Our police are being murdered on a daily basis, and they're not given enough resources so that they can be able to combat this crime against them. Hence, we are saying that as SAFTU, through our affiliate, which is SAPU, we are of the view that in order for the country to cap this, the high rate of crime, we must look at the stakeholders. We must be able to make sure that people that are entrusted, which are the police, to look after, to cap down the levels of crime, they must be looked after. And there has to be a well-resourced police station. The vacancies of our police, they must be filled in so that they can be able to execute their jobs effectively.
You speak about what happened out in Krugersdorp and, of course, the societal impact that rape has. We know that sexual offences stay high at around 11,855, although there has been a very slight decline compared to the first quarter of last year. What do you think now needs to be done for police not to be reactive? You know, the police minister also speaking about how sexual crimes often happen in the home, and speaking to a high percentage of them. And we saw a lot of that happening during the hard lockdown, a lot of the cases coming out from the home.
You know, Mpho, like I said earlier on, that once our police, they can be able to be given enough resources, they will be able to effect their jobs effectively. You know, normally as society, we tend to overlook how the police are not given sufficient resources to be able to do their work properly. But be that as it may, there are police whom we can be able to attest that they are not doing their job as expected. They are not responding, like when it comes to issues, reporting issues of gender-based violence. We've seen in some of the instances how women have been dealt with as the victims of the gender-based violence, and to such an extent that they ended up not reporting their violence that they're experiencing on a daily basis. They ended up just lying it low as a result of the system itself. So we need to look at the system entirely on how it is intending to make sure that they combat the issues of gender-based violence. Yes, the numbers has gone down, but when it comes to look at the impact itself, we are seeing that the working class women, which are the ones who are being affected in this instance, are the one who suffers a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Let's leave it there for now. SAFTU President Ruth Ntlokotse speaking there to the latest crime statistics, saying that more needs to be done.